Hey, what's up guys, it's Mike with Alpha Reptile back with another video today, and today we are with Dawn and Lucas feeding 500 frogs. Let's go! So at Jungle Jewel Exotics, we have a lot of mouths to feed, which means we need to have a lot of flies. We have over 100 cultures of flies being made every single week. So behind us is, well, what we need to feed all of our frogs, from our melanogasters and our hidey eyes. So at any time, we have millions of flies to feed all of our frogs. And today, we're gonna show you how we feed all of our frogs.
We need to supplement the foods because the flies are not very nutritional. The majority of what we use to feed is Dendrocare. This is a complete supplement for dart frogs. It has everything you need. It's what we use on a regular basis. Besides the Dendrocare, we also use Rhinarium Vitamin A. We only use this once a month. It is necessary for if you're breeding dart frogs, not necessarily so important if you're just keeping them as pets. What the vitamin A will help with is the development of eggs.
It's also very important not to overfeed the vitamin A in a high dosage. It can actually be lethal and harmful to the frogs. So make sure it's only a fine dusting. Like Dawn was saying, it's approximately once a month. Every 3 to 5 weeks is okay.
We also, on a regular basis, use carotenoid. This is a great supplement for any frogs that are oranges or yellows or reds in them. It really helps to increase their coloration and brighten it.
It's also important with the carotenoid plus not to overfeed with that either. In high dosage, the carotenoid can start affecting the livers of the amphibians and could also be detrimental to their health long term. Very fine feeding, and once a week to every other week is enough to help enhance those colors.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add our vitamin supplement to the container. We can start adding our flies. So now I've got my flies all collected in my cup. They're nicely dusted and kind of coated in vitamins. So let's go and feed some frogs. So these guys are Tinctorius lifum. We actually have one of our oldest frogs in this tank. He's nearly 20 years old. Anyways, here we go. Some noms.
That's graceful.
We will do our yellowback tinctorius. These guys are also young frogs that we're growing out to find some more breeding pairs.
That's for the whole fan.
So next we'll feed our Aratus campana. These are an interesting species of Aratus. They start out as young frogs, just like a chocolate brown, and as they get older, they get nice, like a nice creamy white color to them.
Yeah, now you fucker show your face.
Here we have the Dendrobates auratus, blue and blacks. These guys are a really cool locality of frogs. The blue is extremely striking, but this guy's chowing down.
These beautiful frogs are the Antilopus barbatini. They are incredibly rare. There's not too many of them from the wild type that are in captivity to begin with, but even fewer people are working to breed them in captivity. Our friend Nick in the US has finally cracked the code and has successfully bred and raised the tadpoles into froglets. And these frogs here are the result of the very first spawn that we know of in captivity. This enclosure is not their forever home. They're in temporary quarantine. Their care is going to be very similar to the Dendrobates. So we'll have a nice large enclosure. We're going to add a pond and a stream in there, and hopefully they'll be very happy, and we hope to have the exact same success that Nick has. Another fascinating toad that we have is the Bumblebee walking toad. And these little guys come from Brazil all the way down to northern Argentina. In the wild, the bumblebee toads will migrate during the spring to small vernal pools. These pools dry up very quickly as summer moves along. So they will have hundreds and hundreds of little babies, which will then grow up very rapidly and become little froglets of their own. They can be bred readily in captivity, but the problem with them is that they are so tiny, they only eat springtails for the first couple months of their lives. We've been successful at breeding them, and I have some of the tiny babies with me right now. These babies came out onto land about 1 week ago, and take a look at how tiny they are.
Now, as you guys watch this little toadlet zoom across the bin, I did just want to say a few words about the Bumblebee Toads. They are a super small, easy to care for amphibian that I would actually recommend to a lot of you guys, especially now that they are more readily available as captive bred. I think it is very important that we support that effort and continue purchasing them. If any of you guys are looking to pick up a brand new amphibian to your room that maybe you've never had before, I think one of the Bumblebee Toads is a perfect addition for you. So we are nearing the end of the frog feeding extravaganza. We're gonna finish it off strong with a whole bunch of Tinctorius locales. So let's get to that right now.
All good? Good.
Is it? Oh.
There's at least 2 males in here. It's 4 o'clock now. When would we like to go for? 7:30.
We're not playing now.
And that wraps up the feeding video for Jungle Jewel Exotics 500 frogs and geckos. You guys might not have grasped the entire gravity of this room, so if you're wanting a full tour of Jungle Jewel, I will leave links in the description down below for you guys to check out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you go check out Don and Lucas, Jungle Jewel Exotics on pretty much everywhere, the internet as a whole.
Google us, you'll find us.
Of course, while you're going to check their links down below, you can also like the video, leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, as well as make sure to click that subscribe button. I want to thank you all very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.